Well, the COVID pandemic had impacts both big and small. One unexpected effect, a bit of a baby boom. It's the first major reversal in declining U.S. fertility rates since 2007. Special correspondent and Washington Post columnist Catherine Rampell reports on the surprise pandemic baby bump.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine.
If Noelia Hernandez sounds unusually professional when singing to her 18-month-old daughter, Emerson,
you'll never know, dear.
That's because she is. Just a few short years ago, she was performing in front of a bigger audience with Broadway aspirations.
I was like, okay, this is my year. I just got new headshots. I just had like a great meeting with my agent and I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna get this dream job. And then the pandemic hit.
And her career was put on pause.
I spoke to my agent. She said, I'm gonna be real. Theaters probably closed for at least a year. If I were you, I would think about what else you wanna be doing during this time. And so we looked at each other and I said, well, we have another 9 months, so should we have a baby right now? Is this the time? That it's never been right because I didn't want to have to stop auditioning. I love you.
We put Noelia center stage, but this trend extends well off Broadway too.
Can you say grapes?
She's part of the pandemic baby boom. Even in my own social circle, seemingly everyone had a baby these past 2 years. This was unexpected. For many years, birth rates had been trending downwards, but especially when the economy was weak.
In all of the recessions in recent history, birth rates have gone down pretty dramatically as the economy has contracted. People delay the children until times are better.
UCLA economist Martha Bailey.
What's so interesting about the pandemic recession is that instead of birth rates falling, they actually went on to rise. It's not a big increase, I should say. A lot of people say, oh, this is just a blip. That's true. But what's surprising is that instead of seeing missing births, a massive decline, we've actually seen a slight increase, which surprised all of us.
Possible reasons for the baby bump? Stimulus checks and other government supports made this recession less financially painful. And people's priorities changed.
I got pregnant when I was on the IUD, but I think under normal circumstances, you know, we would have taken it a little bit differently.
Amy Azimi and Shelton Metcalf were using birth control. They had not been dating long, but it was an intense period since they were stuck at home.
Kind of our values just started to change. Even though we were dating before, if we were going to go out to the bar and drink, now we were spending nights at home cooking.
Without COVID, we probably would have done a lot more.
Taken the long route.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Suddenly they were on the fast track.
I asked Shelton, what if I'm pregnant? Do you want to keep the baby? And he says, I don't know, maybe not. Woke up, it was a Friday, tested, and it was positive, and I was like, uh-oh.
You also had to immediately go to your doctor.
Yeah, I had to go because I had an IUD. I knew that was going to be a little tricky. I was just exhausted from the day, and so, you know, I took a nap on the couch, and I woke up to him quietly crying on the couch with a smile on his face, and he looks at me and says, I'm going to be a dad. So that was sweet.
And along came baby Mundana. One factor that made the idea of becoming parents less daunting.
What does a kitty say?
Their work lives had changed.
Before COVID, I was traveling quite a lot. That went to zero.
I was teaching. You're getting up to get there before the kids, staying after the kids. It doesn't leave a whole lot of room to do much else.
You would just come home and go to sleep,
yeah,
right?
So tired.
When you were teaching in the classroom, and then all of a sudden the next day you could get up and wear sweatpants.
When schools returned to in-person instruction, Amy ultimately decided to become a consultant so she could continue working remotely.
To still have that aspect of me that likes to work and wants to have a career, but also be able to balance my family.
The broader shift to remote work may help partly explain the national baby bump, says Bailey.
A lot of people were working from home, especially the more educated women, and we thought that this workplace flexibility may have played a role in their ability to both have children and maintain their busy work lives.
Women with college degrees are more likely to be in white-collar careers that can go remote.
There's a big educational divide. So women with more education were the ones that were having a lot more children, so exceeding trends and actually increasing their birth rates. Women with less than a college education, we not only saw their birth rates go down, but they've barely recovered to trend by the end of 2021.
The uptick was more pronounced for first-time parents, too. Those who already had kids had a lot to deal with.
The closure of childcare, the closure of schools, remote schooling for their kids, those things were tricky. That was not the right time to expand your family. On the other hand, a lot of people without children didn't have those same constraints.
So people who were already trapped at home with a toddler or a kindergartner, they said,
or two.
No mas.
It doesn't look like they said, oh, sure, let's have another.
Quack, quack, good job.
Newfound work flexibility is a key reason why Callie became a mom.
We had been, before the pandemic, long distance and trying to figure out how to get into the same city. And we were both able to work from home, and that actually allowed us to be in the same place.
Before Isaac was born, Callie had been living in Seattle for work and then moved back east. Within the span of a year, she and her partner got married, bought a house, and started their family.
I think the pandemic accelerated everything by like 5 years for us, probably. Nay. We were both really focused on our careers. We were like in a very different life stage before.
She eventually transferred to an office closer to her now husband and has continued working remotely, for now.
They are actually requiring us to return 4 days a week, so I will be going back into an office.
And Callie isn't alone.
We're in a transition period, and we don't know what companies or firms are going to be saying even in a year from now.
The University of Maryland's Melissa Carney says birth rates are key to understanding what happens to the labor market and the broader economy.
If every woman is having a little bit more than 2 kids on average, then our native population stays constant. We are now down to a total fertility rate. The expected number of kids a woman will have over her lifetime is closer to 1.6. So that's substantially below replacement level fertility.
Why does that matter?
It matters because absent a large increase in immigration, this means that in the not too distant future, our working age population is going to shrink.
Among other things, fewer people working means fewer people paying taxes to support retirement programs.
If our fertility remains at a level of 1.66 as opposed to 2.1, then that means that Social Security benefits are going to have to be cut by more, or payroll taxes are going to have to increase by more than current projections would say.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
To us, these may look just like cute toddlers.
If you're happy and you know we stomp your feet.
But to economists, they're critical future workers.
If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it.
And that's a reason to celebrate.
Stomp your feet.
For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Catherine Rampell.